Sorry, Gil, can you come off mute again? I had to hit record.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. No, you're fine. You're fine. We've been wanting to have a group of people that can help us, not only with really committing to putting the walk together, but really helping us, sort of make everyone, as far as the survivors of breast cancer, those that are living with breast cancer and their families, really enjoy the walk and have those special sort of touch points. And you folks will definitely be helping us do that. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen for a second so that I can share with you a couple of things here. Um, first and foremost, so the walk itself has this year we're expecting anywhere from 9,000 to 10,000 individuals, and anywhere from 500 to about 600 survivors of breast cancer, as far as the walk is concerned. We have several components of the walk itself, and I'm just going to walk you real quick through a few of them. But I will also be talking about sort of the special groups that we definitely need help on. So we have different components to the walk itself. Definitely the stage area, which we need help with. Cheer and water stations themselves, which are very important for the route. We have our mission tents, and we also have different areas within the walk itself that need sort of tending to as far as volunteers, making sure that things are happening within those areas. A VIP village is going to be one of them this year. Our Coleman Club, which I'll be explaining to you folks in a little bit, is part of it. And also, like I said before, just our cheer station. We have several activities throughout the walk that need special attention as well. And so you folks will be helping us, not only making sure that these things go off kind of without a hitch, but that everything is kind of taken care of as far as everything that needs to be in place for the walk. What you're seeing here is our walk itself. This is the route of the walk, which takes us across Tamiami Park. Some of you have been there already, so you know this the kind of the way the walk route is for the walk. This is the short route of the walk. And kind of what was happening last year is we did not have enough volunteers to let people know that there was a shorter route and that they could also have the option of taking the longer route. So some folks just thought the shorter route was the only way to go. And so this year, one of the things that we'll be doing is making sure that we have enough volunteers, letting folks know kind of what's going on with the walk itself. I'll stop sharing just to go over some of the things that I wanted to sort of talk to everyone about. So as far as like areas that we need help with, and I'll kind of, what we'll do is I'll lean in on all of you to email me and stuff, kind of to see whether you have an interest area or whether you say, Gil, I've done this before. I would love to really try this out, help you sort of put this thing together. And we can go ahead and go from there. If not, if we have too many people on one side, we'll definitely assign others to one side so that everybody can kind of help out. So one of the major areas that we definitely help with is Hope Village. Hope Village is dedicated to our breast cancer survivors. Breast cancer survivors are housed in our village area. Their families are able to go in there. They are given a free breakfast by McDonald's. They are also given things like flowers, special things. And so this area is very special to the walk. It's our most sort of special component as far as being able to show our gratitude and show our love for breast cancer survivors, and what we can do for them. So if somebody would like to take over this area, what we would need from you, right, is making sure that the area is going to be well decorated, right, on the morning of, that there are components, like I said before, like the flowers or the breakfast, that is going to be well organized as far as that morning. You'll be in charge of telling me, Gil, I'm going to need 5 volunteers for this, 6 volunteers for that, so we know exactly how many volunteers in total you're going to need to put that thing together. One thing that you also have to keep in mind is that we have very small and at times no budget at all, right? So what you will be helping me do is going out into the community and say, if someone says, oh, Simone, you had a question?
Yes. If we wanted to do, say, for example, the Hope Village, how much time do we have to tell you, one, that we want to do it, and two, how many volunteers or whatever we'll need?
Oh, okay. So in the next like month or so, we'll be figuring out exactly who's going to be helping me out with what. And by the end of July, we'll know exactly who's going to be where. And at that point, you'll have from there to plan until about September. And I want to say maybe the first or second week of September, about a month out before the walk. Our walk is on October 17th. About a month before, you can let me and Steph know this is how many people I'm going to need for my particular area. Or this is kind of what I'm going to need for logistics to put what I want to put together as far as my vision. And we'll see from there what we can, what we can do and what we need to sort of tweak here and there. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it does.
Okay, great. And so as I was saying about budgets, and so what you will be helping me do is figuring out how, let's say you say, Gil, I would love to give out roses, right? Where can we get roses? Can we get roses? Who do we approach to see if we can get pink roses for everybody? And so either I will help you all kind of figure that out, or I can say, you know what, we have a list of flower companies that have helped us out in the past. Why don't you go ahead and call them, approach them, let them know that you are working for the walk, for the 2026 on Miami More Than Pink Walk, and that you would love to see if they can give you some support, right? And the same goes for something like food. If you want to go ahead and have like sort of like a breakfast area, what we did last year is we brought in a cafeteria. And I don't know if some of you were part of the walk, but we brought in a big old cafeteria truck which served Cuban coffee and pastelitos in the VIP area, and that was very, very popular. This year, we really want to spruce that up. We really would love to bring which I spoke to yesterday, just sat down with Party Cake Bakery, and I would love to sit down with Vicky's also as well down here in Miami to see if they can provide us with pastelitos, croquetas, small sandwiches that we can serve on the morning of, so that we have different options for everybody, not only in Hope Village, but also in the VIP area, which I'll be talking about in a minute. So as I was mentioning, the actual Hope Village is that kind of sort of special place for us to be able to do that. And so whomever takes over that is going to be responsible, right, for the ultimate sort of survivor, the ultimate experience of the breast cancer survivors that are going to be attending the walk. Another major component of the walk that I would love help on is our VIP village. Our VIP village is where all our top teams are. And in the past, we've done a very good job of making our top teams feel special. They all get a tent. They get to decorate it. This is where our top teams are before they go walking, and right after they get back from the walk is kind of where they meet up to sort of, be able to socialize with their team. And so we want to make it special for them. Last year, like I said, VSC, whenever sponsors was able to sponsor a cafeteria truck. This year we're going to bring back the cafeteria truck, but we want to definitely see how we can spruce it up, how we can decorate it, how we can make it special for them. As far as the major donors and the major supporters, right, which is another very, very important group, is the people that really help us, right, raise the funds and raise the support for the walk. And we really want to acknowledge them. We don't want them to feel special. We want them to feel very VIP-ish. And so we are going to have the VIP village at the walk, and there's a special area for that. Within the VIP village, we'll have it's part of the building of the entrance, which is a air-conditioned room that fits about 100 people. We are going to be housing what's called the Coleman Legends within that. We're going to call it the Coleman Legends Club, right? And what we want to do is we really want to decorate. This is anybody who has donated $2,500 or above is considered a Coleman Legend. And so we want to be able to house them in this air-conditioned room for the beginning of the walk and after the walk. The room itself has refrigerators. It will have tables with some food in it, but we really want to make sure that someone owns that space. And whether it's the same person that has a VIP village, or it could be somebody different that says, you know what, I would love to just really focus on this particular space so that I can really make it special. That would be fantastic for somebody to take on. Another major component of the walk is our route, right? Which last year kind of lacked some pizzazz, I would say, right? We have our cheer stations, we have our water stations, which are absolutely amazing, and our cheer stations and our water stations are great, but we only have about 4 or 5 of them. And so we really do want to see how we can make the rest of the route, right? Whether it's for volunteers, having different cheer stations, or having party stations with our partners from Cox Media Radio. I would love for somebody to say, maybe, you know what, Gil, I would love to take that on and really make the route special, see how we can spruce it up, how we can decorate it within the park sort of parameters and the parameters of the walk, so that we can make that special for everyone. And finally, one of the things that we are starting this year is our flag, which I'll explain to you kind of the concept. What we're going to be doing is that we're going to be having everyone who comes to the walk sign this huge flag. It's about a 10-foot flag, one side and then the other side. And during opening ceremonies, we are going to put that flag up on the stage so that everyone as a community feels part of the opening ceremonies. It's a very special part of the walk, but it requires not only for the person who's taking care over that area to make sure that one, the flag gets flipped and gets completely full of signatures, but two, gets to the stage area on time and that it is able to be propped up correctly. So there's several things, right, within whomever takes over this, whether it's volunteers or whether it's one of you, to say the flag, as far as the signage flag, needs to be here at a certain point, at a certain time. We need to make sure that it's on stage, and these folks need to make sure that it's propped up correctly during the opening ceremonies. So whomever is in charge of that will be kind of taking over that side. And so as the three of you can see on the call, there are some very workable areas that you can definitely own, and you can say, you know what, Gil, I would love to be responsible for that, as far as, you know, bringing in that special touch and bringing in that special sort of ideas that you may have for the walk. And what I would love to say is that if you take over a particular area, that does not limit you to not giving us ideas about the rest of the walk, right? If you're taking care of Hope Village and you have this really cool idea for the flag area or for the VIP village area, you can definitely put that out to the team and say, you know what, guys, I thought about this thing. I saw this happen at either another event, or I just thought about making this happen for the survivors. Can we make this happen? And as a team, right, we can definitely put things together and connect dots within the community in order to get all the components that we need to make whatever vision you have possible. I would say, you know, whatever ideas you have to the table, especially in the very beginning, let's go ahead and bring them out. Let's brainstorm them. Let's work them out, and let's see what's doable and what's not doable. Some things are just not doable because of timing, logistics, budgets. But some things you'll find that are, even some things seem impossible at first, and then you find a way to make it happen. So I would encourage you to really come to the table with whatever ideas you have, you know, regarding either a particular area or at the walk itself as a whole. As I said before, we're expecting 9,000 to 10,000 this year, which is a heavy crowd. One of the other areas that I really want to sort of, for all of us as a group to think about is the entrance area, right? The last year, I wanted to focus on the entrance area, and unfortunately, because of timing, I wasn't able to focus so much on it. I would love to have people greeting people as they come in. Or I would love to have some kind of presence in the entrance area of our event, of people saying hello, or are you looking for something? And a lot of people that are coming in from top teams are like, where's the VIP village? I heard that's where I have to go. Some of them are new, so they don't know where they're going. It would be great to people to be in the beginning and be able to direct. Ari, you have a question?
Yes. Do we have, or are we able to make like signs, like, hey, if you have a question sign or something like that, are those available just in case if people are walking? So we have like people who are designated to ask questions, to answer those questions, and then people who are able to, you know, like, hey, you know, go this way. Is there something like that available?
We have directional signage. We've never in the past
Okay.
had signage like that. However, that is a very good idea. That is an
Okay.
excellent idea. And I've
Hmm.
seen that in the past, people holding signs saying, do you have a question or do you need directions,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
And those are very useful. So thank you for that. Please make sure that you write that down. I definitely
Yeah.
will. Because
Okay.
that's
Okay.
these are the kinds of ideas that we need in
Yes.
order for things to flow better with a crowd of 10,000 people, right?
Hmm.
And so
Yes.
I will also let you guys know that everyone, because of the way that the walk is, gets there at the same time, and everyone leaves at the same time. So you will find that everything is very quiet, very still, and all of a sudden 7,000 people show up at the same time. So as a group, right, as an event group, we need to be ready for that, right? We need to be ready for those 7,000 people to come in and feel just as special as the first, you know, 1,000 that trickled in and the last 2,000 that are trickling in there after the 7,000 people. And that goes when it comes to parking. It goes when it comes to the entrance area. It goes when it comes to the route, right? All those kind of components we need to think about in order to enrich them. And whether it's this year or it's next year by year, making them better, perfecting it, sort of smoothing down this sort of block that we have into a bowling ball, so that we can get things rolling. And that's kind of what you all will be really helping us with. So you can just imagine, right, how very important this is to Jamie, Sean, Stephanie, and I, to really have you guys help us out with these kinds of ideas and these kinds of things. Your idea right there about the signs, it may have seemed small. I'll tell you that that may be a huge game changer, right? For people to say, you know what, it was awesome that they had these signs, and I honestly wanted to know where the bathrooms were, right? Where the stage area was, where the Hope Village was, and these folks were able to really help us out, and it was a great experience. That's the kind of comment, right, that we want thereafter. Hold on, let me look at the chat here. Let me see. Okay, so great. Yeah, Stephanie posted some pictures from the walk from last year. Please look through those so you can kind of see and get a good idea of what not only the VIP village looks like, but what the stage area looks like, what the overall walk looks like. We have components throughout the route, like the cheer stations, like I said, the water stations, but we also have this component called the Hope Bridge. If you've ever been to the fairgrounds, you know about the big bridge in the fairgrounds. We really decorate that bridge. We make it the Hope Bridge. We want to make that, and last year we put the big inflatable arch, and it became a huge selfie very organically, right? It became a huge selfie area. All the teams were like, when we get to the top of that Hope Bridge, we're going to take a picture. And that's what all the teams did very organically without anybody telling them to do it. And so this year, I really want to decorate it. I really want to make it cool for all the teams to get on top of that bridge and take their picture, and to be able to have, I'm thinking about even assigning a photographer, may it be a volunteer photographer or one of the photographers that we have, to just sit there taking pictures of the team as they come in, because it was just a beautiful thing to see people pose on top of that bridge. We also make people go over the bridge and then under the bridge. And so it's a really cool sort of effect that you have coming in from under the bridge and finishing the walk area that way. Again, right, these are all things that we can all sort of think on how to make them more special and how to be able to really be able to polish these kinds of areas. I know I talk fast. I'm so sorry about that. Does anyone have any questions, or would anybody like me to sort of clarify anything? No? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I will go on to say that we will be sort of looking at a schedule of when we can meet regularly, so that we can begin sort of meeting together and really seeing when we can so we can do a planification meeting to look at next steps as far as not only what area you guys are going to have, or right, if we're, you know, how we're going to be able to assign areas of the walk within itself, so that we can just begin that sort of conversation. We will be joined, by the way, by our this year, Ms. Tracy Tynes Horlbeck, who is a one of the financial heads for Wells Fargo, is our chair. Amazing, amazing, amazing woman. Breast cancer survivor. One of our strongest donors. Tracy is just, I mean, one of our best. She's our chair this year. She might be joining us for some of these meetings. And our chair last year, which was Jessica Williams, who just did one of the biggest Juneteenth events here in South Florida this weekend, and does major events throughout South Florida and Broward and Dade County, will be sort of leading the team as far as checking boxes and making sure that everybody has what they need, and that we're supporting all of you as we move along in the planning of this thing, right up until September, right? And so by the end of September, we should have really, really good logistics planned, everything kind of, you know, tightened up, so that once October comes, it's just about sort of managing everything and getting everything into place, and getting everybody sort of planned for that weekend. We do begin to set up on Thursday of that week. Thursday is usually just tents and things like that, just a very, very sort of bare bones. The stage and all that comes in on Thursday. Friday is the biggest day as far as really putting in final touches, so that Saturday morning, as you can imagine, we open at 5:45, as far as us getting there 5:30, and then we just take off, right? Doors open at 6:45, 7, so we have about an hour to really just put the final touches on things as we come in that morning, but everything should be left really, really in place on Friday evening for everybody to come in on Saturday. And that's kind of the way that will go. Anything else that I may be missing? Steph, can you think of anything that I may have missed? Or Jamie, perhaps anything that I may have missed that you would like to cover before we go?
Jamie, do you have anything before I touch on a few things?
Just the only thing I wanted to add was, and it's in the chat too, just about how we do have breakfast for all of the survivors in the Hope Village. So, you know, we're not looking for like the entire breakfast for, you know, 600, maybe 700 people. So that is donated. But as Gil mentioned, like we would, you know, love to have treats or pastelitos or, something like that in addition to what we have. So just wanted to like clarify that part and just say thank you. Thank you so much. I work with Gil on this event, and we're just so thrilled to have your help. I think Stephanie's probably said in the past, probably to all of you individually, that we've never had a committee like this before. And so, we're just thrilled to have your help. But again, like we've been doing this without a committee. So, this isn't a huge pressure thing here or anything like that. It's not all resting on your shoulders. You're just helping us enhance the event and make it more beautiful and fun and more, friendly for our attendees. So thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, no, Gil, you went over pretty much everything. Wanted to touch on if you are, we're so far out, but if you are able to come to setup, even just for half hour, 45 minutes to check in, see your space in person, have like a quick conversation with Gil to be like, okay, this is what we're able to get done today. Here's where we're going to start first thing in the morning. It's super helpful. It's just very helpful to see your space and like get a feel for things before Saturday. Not 100% necessary, but just always like to mention that. Love the idea about the ask me a question. Ari, we are going to have a lot of greeters throughout the event. And I just jotted down that maybe we print out like half sheets of paper with like the top FAQs so they can have those so that they can answer those questions. So love that. We need that, like just fresh. We've been doing this for a long time and we're used to like the ways that we do things. So it's really exciting to just hear like a fresh idea that's super helpful off the jump. I will email this to you, but if you have not yet signed up in Volunteer Matters, which is our volunteer site, please do so. So we'll have everyone on the committee will sign up for the committee. And then once you choose your role, you'll also sign up for that role so that I can see on my end who signed up for what. And just as a reminder, I work on volunteers for our event. So I recruit all the event day volunteers. I train those folks. So, we can definitely be in contact if you, have ideas about Hope Village and we are doing this extra activation that's going to require this many people. I already have a group of 10 people signed up for Hope Village, but if you're like, I could really use 10 more, totally fine. We can adjust those numbers. And I always recommend that you volunteer your friends and family and coworkers to come on out because there's nothing like being able to like know these people are going to do whatever I tell them to do on event day, and I know I can rely on them. And like Jamie and Gil said, we're not like starting from scratch, so it's not like you're going to have to be getting every single decoration for Hope Village. We have things that we've used, so it really is just enhancing and being able to make the event extra special. And I'm excited to see what everyone comes up with. I also mentioned this in our one-on-one calls, but I will do a pre-event lead training. So we will all get on a call and I'll go really in depth on every single tent. This is what's happening. These are when your volunteers are getting there. This is how many volunteers we have. This is the activations. This is the food that's happening. I'll go through everything step by step. So you'll know about your tent, but then you'll also know about the other surrounding tents in case you get a VIP come up to you and ask you what's going on in the mission pillars. You'll have an idea of what's there. And so yeah, Gil and Jamie, they'll be your primary point of contact, but anything volunteer related, anything that I can do to help, please let me know. And yeah, I'm here to support you guys, and we're really excited and appreciate you. And yeah, helping us get this up and running. It's really exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. No, the only thing I will reiterate was what Jamie and Stephanie said. No pressure. This I want this to be fun. I want this to be something that you all get excited about and that you really bring your ideas to the table and you're able to have a great time putting this together. Most of all, this is a celebration of what we do. And this is an event for those folks that unfortunately are living with breast cancer or have lived with breast cancer or their families or families of those that have passed. And so this is a very special day. We want to really make it special for everybody. And so I am so happy that you all are joining us to be a part of this. You'll feel, and I'll just tell you this as someone who's a part of this event, you'll feel very fulfilled and you'll feel amazing that day when you're leaving. Just because you'll see the faces of these folks and you'll say, wow, I mean, putting this thing together is just a joy. So I'm excited for all of you. And we will see you guys next time we meet. Does anyone have any last questions or anything else that we need to cover from you all?
No, nothing for me.
Okay, great.
No, thank you all. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Melissa. Absolutely. Thank you guys very, very much. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys next time we meet.
Thanks, guys.
Take
Bye.
care, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Take care.